version there. For the channel, this is my wee lock fly for the locks. It's basically like a mallard and claret, only this is a lighter version of it. The hook in the vise is a Kamasan B175 in size 10. Tie these down to a size 14. I'm just going to put a tag on the back. That's going to be the Glow Bright floss number 8. So I'm just going to come in, we'll get our floss started at the bend of the hook. I think to take around about 10 turns down around the bend, and then just work the floss back up, and then just come straight in, 2 turn whip finish. I'll hold that for you, and then just come in and clip that away. Now I'll sit and do all the butts first. Now we've got to protect this. It's just a wee drop of UV resin. Now just make sure when you're using UV resin to protect, make sure you're taking it down onto the actual hook itself. Now, even though I'm going to set this, I'll also come in and put a wee lick of varnish on this, just to make sure that it's protected the best that it can be. Now, the reason for this is if you don't do this, water, as we all know, will find a way in. And this, it's much like when you use super glue. This will take a moisture bloom. Now, take this out, let this dry, and put down a wee bit of foam. And then this is one that I've did earlier. It's already dried. So we'll just get this sitting nice in the vise for us. Tighten up. There one. It's us. Now the thread, just a black thread. I'm using the uni thread, 801 black, but you use whatever thread that you have. Now just come in a couple of mil behind the eye of the hook. I'm just going to work my tying thread down just until I pass the point of the hook anyway, and then remove the waist tag of thread, the tail, using some tippet, GP tippet fibres, and these ones here have been dyed a hot orange. Now just take our fibres off, and I want the tail to be the length of the body over the back, so just hold it there, pinch it. Now work your thread down the hook to there, then come in and just trim this away, the length of the body. The rib, looks like the other version, is just a medium Opal Mirage tinsel. We check, yep, medium Opal Mirage. And then I'm just going to work my thread forward, just tying these two materials in. Now you don't need to be overly fussy with any lumps or bumps. The body's going to be dubbed, so just work it down, and then just come back and open turns. Just want to make sure that your tail and your rib are well secured, just to help the fly last a wee bit longer. Now the body, I've been using these here of late from these are the Buggy Nymph dubbing from Blob and Buzzer. Now before these come onto the market, and they've probably been on the market a long time, or before I even used them, apologies, I just would have took ginger, SLF, and mixed the ginger in a coffee grinder with UV fibres to get my own dubbing. But to be honest with you, it's easier now to buy them. Now I'll still blend my own dubbing if I can't get a colour that I like, or something that isn't working for me. I'll still blend my own. Now just work your dubbing forward, just tightening up as we go up the body. Do around about there. Now just take any excess off. Another turn, and then once they go forward, just sweep it back. At this point, now the body hackle on this one. This was a a match ginger cock saddle that I've dyed a golden olive. Right. The reason why I like this on this hackle, on this wee cape, is because see the brown markings at the bottom of the hackle. Right, just clear a space. Offer this up to the hook. Around with a couple of nice tight turns. Come in and trim away the stem. And then we're just going to polymer this down the body. Now, we get 3 turns going at the shoulder this time, just to beef it up a wee bit for me. And then just 3 to 4 turns down the body. It's going to look well for me, just to there. Now, keeping a hold of the tip. Just going to follow this around with my Opal Mirage. And then I'm just looking 4 turns of the Opal Mirage up the body. Sweep any of the fibres I want to go forward back. Bring my tinsel up in front. Follow that around with my thread. And then come in and trim away the waist of the Opal Mirage. Trim away the tip of the hackle at the back. And then bring your thread to the eye and back up. Now at this point you can come in with your Velcro and just bring out some of the fibres and some of the dubbing just into the dressing. Now, that's looking really well. Now the next hackle, this is a golden olive hand hackle that I'm going to use. It's a lovely colour that, isn't it? Golden olive. Right, I get these hand capes here off a gentleman called Aidan McKinley from Spectrum Capes, and you'll find Aidan on some of the social media platforms or Facebook. Now, what's like the dark version, depending on the fibres and where you're going to be fishing it, is how many turns you'll put on. Now, 2 is usually enough for me. It's going to be plenty there. Follow this around with my thread. Just nice tight turns right into the stem, working the thread down to the eye of the hook. Then you can break away the stem of the hackle. Now, if you're going to do that, keep the tension on your thread. Don't be letting your thread go slack. And then work the thread back up again. Now we're looking really well. I'm going to put a wee highlight onto the throat. Just using one of Aidan's hackles in orange. Just getting one of the bigger hackles from the top of the cape to strip away the rubbish. Just bring out the hackle fibres, and a couple of pinches just to give you a bit of a highlight. Just offer these in, the fibres in underneath the hook, pinching loop up the way. A couple of turns now. You've got your vise, and you can turn your vise, just rotate it round. Check the way they're sitting. You're happy enough with your arm. Just come in and clip away the waist. Just be careful not to catch your thread. Work your thread down to the eye and back up. Then we're just going to come in and put on our wing. At this point now, you're going to get loads of movement in that wee fly, especially with the hand hackles. I feel I've been using the hand hackles more of late rather than cock hackles. Seem to sit well on the wee patterns. Now we'll just get our bronze mallard feather here, and I get my bronze mallard off a wee charity called the Irish Plucker, and you'll find them on Facebook as well. So just bring out the fibres from the stem that you want to see in the wing, grab those, rip them away, and then what you're going to do here, and I showed you this before, is just fold the fibres in until you get a wing. That's your wing. wing length, entirely up to you. Depends on where you're fishing or how you like to tie your flies. I just want my bronze mallard wing to be less the length of the tail at the back. Just offer that on top, come around with a pinching loop. Just a couple of nice tight turns. Lead your fingers back. See what way your wing's sitting. I'm happy enough with that. So at this point, come in and lift your bronze mallard. Trim it away. Right, just make sure you can get a nice clean cut on your bronze mallard at this point. And then just bring your thread to the eye and work it up over the top. Now, I'm going to put jungle cock on, so I know I'm going to go back down again, because it's hard to sort of create a smaller head on your flies now. So don't be going up and down, you don't need to, just leave it if you're going to put jungle cock on. So then I'm going to come in and get a couple of nice wee eyes from the bottom of this cape. You're just looking small eyes, probably ones that you would use for trout. You wouldn't use for your salmon flies anyway, unless you were tying size 14s and 16s for your wee summer patterns. Right, it's my 2 jungle cock eyes. Just offer these up, hold them onto the hook, just come around with a couple of turns just to see what way they're sitting. I'm happy enough with that. So then I can take a turn down to the eye to tighten up, fold these back. Try and get into the habit, guys, of folding your jungle cock back, because see, if you do this, it just means that these have to break off. They can't pull out on you. And then these are nice tight turns now. Just working back up over the jungle cock and creating the head of the fly at the same time. Now, keeping your thread tight. Don't let your thread go at this point. Just keep everything nice and tight. And then come straight in and throw in a whip finish. Pull your thread tight, come in and trim away your tan thread. So that's the later version of the wee fly. Now this is probably more popular when people are asking me for them than the dark version, but I can tell you that claret version's a great fly to have in your box. Now first coat onto the head here, just a wee drop of super glue, just right the whole way right round. Just be careful not to touch your dressing, and then once that dries, I'll come in and hit that with a couple of coats of varnish just to seal up the super glue. So there you go, guys, that's another one you can try. Tie them yourselves. I know some people maybe are watching the videos and they're watching it just from just a viewing perspective, but if you're still tying your flies and you're able to tie and your old eyes or hands haven't let you down, tie your own. Don't buy flies off people, tie your own. And you'll get far more enjoyment out of it when you catch a fish. That's my view anyway, for what it's worth. So look, if this is the first time tuning in to watching one of the videos, please consider subscribing. It just helps the wee channel grow for me. And I do like doing this, and hopefully the guys that are already watching the videos, you're getting something out of this. Until next time, please take care of yourselves, look after the families, and I will see you on the next one.